Your podcast is the ultimate tool for building genuine, close-knit community. Do you believe me? Well, today I'm talking about how guesting on shows, hosting guests, or even engaging with your listeners can transform your podcast into a thriving community that you are just going to love. Because here's the thing. So many people are lonely right now. It's actually an epidemic that my clients talk about all the time, and I trust them. They're doctors. They're the main stage people in their industry. And I'm told loneliness is like smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So let's not do that. Let's build our podcast community so that we have those amazing humans in our life. We have a great referral network, and we can beat that loneliness. So are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome to Beyond the Downloads, the show that dives deeper than stats and charts to reveal the real impact of your podcast. I'm Jennifer Dragonette, founder of the Bold Action Collective, where we believe that bold moves truly spark transformation. Each week, we explore how your unique story, passion, and purpose can create powerful connections that will change lives, yours and those of your listeners. If you're ready to go beyond the metrics, embrace bold action, and unleash the life raft potential of your podcast, you're in the right space. Let's go.
Let's talk about the magic of guesting and hosting guests. When you guest on other shows, you're stepping into someone else's world, making new friends for both you and your listeners. It's a way to introduce your voice to a whole new world and invite them into your community. And vice versa. When you have people on your show, they are coming in, their voice is being given to your audience. So how do we keep this two-sided so that it doesn't feel like a give and take, give and take, give and take? And of course, next week, come back because I'm going to hook you up with how to pitch in this way that makes guesting your number one strategy to build your audience so we don't have to be a slave to social. So this is where the real community building gold happens. When you guest or you host guests on your show, especially when you host guests on your show, I truly need to go back to guesting because my first show, Feed Your Business with Love, which is still out there, was almost 100% interview based. And here's the thing. It built bridges. It created a referral network. And guess what? 95% of my business came from someone that had been on my show. It may not have been them, but they were like, you need to talk to Jen if you need this. That's how impactful it is. So many of us are afraid to have guests because we want to be the expert. Well, look at people that are in your neighborhood. Maybe not doing exactly what you're doing, but doing something similar enough that your audiences overlap. So like me, I could do something in entrepreneurship, business building, mompreneurs. I could do something in health and fitness or single moms, divorced mom, any of these people that want to bring in income and build a business, I can cross-pollinate with those people. And when I bring them in, I'm not just interviewing them. I'm getting to know them. I'm getting undivided attention from them and what their services are, and I'm spotlighting them. Which, you know what? It's a give-take world out there. And yeah, some people are just going to take it and run for the hills, and that sucks. But a lot of the time, this is where these connections are built from. This is where my life has changed. Your audience gets to be part of those meaningful conversations and feel like they're part of something special. That's how you foster these deeper senses of connection. We're so busy looking for virality and things to how many numbers, how many downloads, and we're chasing the wrong thing. Those numbers are humans. So when you have a guest on your show, here's the thing. You get, again, undivided attention. You get to talk to them and you get to make friends. Case in point, I would not be sitting here in this chair, divorced for actually it's been over a year now, happy, rebuilding my life and actually discovering myself if it wasn't for a guest that came on my show. My first show, Feed Your Business with Love, I think Lakshmi Day was either episode 7 or 8. And she helped crack open something that allowed me to see how unhealthy what I was in was. Something that I had shut down because I was in such an abusive situation. She pointed out, not by pointing it out to me, but by sharing her story with me and my audience. That led me to Costa Rica. That led me to being wild and free. That led me to making an ultimatum of like, hey, things have to change or I'm done. Things didn't change. I was done. And here we are rebuilding my life. And it has never been better. I have never had a more profitable business. I've never had more friends. I mean, I'm always looking for friends. I'm still looking for a golf buddy if you're in the area. But that was because I used podcast guesting to build my community. I allowed myself to take up space and allow other people to take up my community that I was building. That's the power of collaborations. That's the power of whether you're having guests on your show or you're being a guest for other people, is look at it as a longer term collaboration. So many people get this wrong and miss this community building opportunity because they're afraid somebody's going to step on their toes. Somebody's going to take their person. Somebody's going to do this. It's me, me, me. Look at me, look at me, look at me, which is great. But if you want to build a community, you got to do something. That's also why I've built, if you don't want to do the guesting part to build a thriving community, you can build something. I learned this from one of my mentors, Adam. It's like, have a monthly community event. That's inside my collective. Once a month, we do a group hot seat coaching where everybody gets a chance to bring their issue or their thing to the spotlight for however long we have. And we all roundtable. It's a mastermind. That's where the gold hits. So that's, if you don't want to do this guesting, there's a little sidebar for you. You can also do a community event. You don't even have to do them every month. You can do them quarterly. But if you're able to connect people and have them have that interaction, again, we're lonely. We're at home. We want to have conversations. We don't necessarily want to spend $20 million on a mastermind that we get halfway through. We're sick of being preached at. We want to be in community. We want to be in connection. We want to be seen, heard, and we want to listen and take in. So that's what's really important about here, is that whether you're a guest, whether you are a host, or whether you're building a community group meeting of some sort, that's what people are craving right now. And that's so easy to bring in people from the podcast because, again, it's the fastest way to build know, like, and trust because it's like a meditation. I'm in your subconscious mind saying, come to my community, come to my community. It's not quite as creepy as that, but that's how you start building that sense of connection, is through stories, through conversations, and through connection. And that's where so many people miss the mark. It lets you get into your listener's subconscious mind. They're often listening in their most relaxed moment, which means you're building that know, like, and trust factor so fast. So fast. You're not going to get that on a 20-second reel or them having to look at some small little text that's going over B-roll and all that crap. Who cares if we're going viral? If you're going deep, that's what you need. I mean, maybe if you're selling a $7 product, yeah, you need to go wide. But for most of you that are listening to me, you're looking for that storytelling. You're looking for that heart. You're looking for that soul. You're looking for that connection. You're looking to feel connected. And that's why podcasting, it's like that instant trust factor. It's like you're right there with them, having a conversation as they're washing the dishes, going for a walk, taking a poop, taking a shower, whatever it is. It's a bond that's truly unique. It's actually creepy sometimes for my clients that I listen to all their podcasts because obviously I'm editing them on my production side of what I do. And they're like, how'd you know that about me, Jen? How'd you know that about me? And I'm like, because you said it on your podcast. They're like, we said it once on our podcast a year ago. And I'm like, yeah, but I listened. The same thing happens with your listener when they're connected with you. So when they meet you, they're your super fan. They feel like they've already gotten to know you. They already feel like you're their best friend. That's freaking powerful. So your listeners become part of that community. I'm inviting you to a monthly group coaching call. This is a space where you can engage directly with me, with my community, with your peers. That's the free collective monthly call. Yeah, we have deeper levels. You can come into the mastermind portion of it, which let me tell you, my mastermind is not thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's a month-to-month commitment because I know too well when you sign up for a long-term mastermind, you're like, this was great for the first few months and then I want it out. I don't want you to feel trapped. But let me tell you, you probably want to stay because I've been testing this behind the scenes and people have been loving it. I have people that have been there for over a year in my test community. Yes, I overtest things. I hear that. I see that. But come on in, join us once a month for our collective hot seat coaching and get seen. Voice your concern, voice your celebration, celebrate together, be surrounded with community. We'd be really excited to see you. I'll put the link on the top of the show notes for you because I'm getting better at that too. But what happens is you're an active participant. Same with storytelling, same with guesting, being a guest or hosting a guest. It's all about participation. How can they participate in your story? How can they participate in your life? How can they be in your energy? Podcasting is my favorite way of building community outside of going to some community events. And let me tell you, in-person networking events have not been very good to me because I feel like you go there, you get preached at for like 90 minutes and they try to sell you something and they're like, okay, 15 minutes to network, and then everybody leaves. Like, I can't make a friend then. I've made so many of my friends through podcasting. I've made my biggest community through podcasting. I've made my referral network through podcasting, and it is actually supplementing, I can honestly say, my entire business has all stemmed from me building community through podcasting. Whether that's guesting, whether that's being a host by myself, whether that's hosting people, this is how I have built my entire business and the majority of my friendship circle. I know, take that in for a minute. Your listeners are truly active participants in this whole thing. And all of this community building is just naturally positions me as an authority. It positions you as an authority. And as you're building and you're talking on your podcast, whether you're a host or a guest, or you end up hosting events that you bring people into, guess what? You're the leader. You're the leader. So be a good one. I have to say that because there's so many bad leaders out there. But this is great because you become an authority. You're not just the voice behind the mic. You're a trusted guide, a connector, and someone that brings people together while helping them rise. And that sense of authority and that trust is what turns those casual, passive listeners into loyal community members that are buying your things, that are going into your community to look to have their needs met. That sense of community is truly what we were built on. If you look back through the ages, we worked together, we collaborated, we did things together. You didn't have to be a jack of all the trades. I'm not joking. Like, podcasting truly is one of the easiest ways if you are stuck at home, or you are maybe not as social being out in public, or you're sick of the traditional networking things. Podcasting is the best way to build a community of loyal people, a community of friends, a community of referral people. And I'm going to keep saying that. You've heard me say it multiple times because I want it to get into your head. And let's not forget, there is a personal growth piece too. By consistently engaging with your guests and listeners, you're honing in on your communication skills. You're honing in on your message. You're honing in on your magic. And these free group calls, what do I get out of them? One, I get to be in a community that I've created and curated, so I get to negotiate the energy value. And two, it's also market research because I'm hearing what you're seeing. And as an intuitive business coach that, yes, my specializes in podcasting, YouTube, and other legacy content marketing versus social media. Yes, I do it all. I like to help you see the big picture if you're multi-passionate and see like, okay, this and this can turn into this kind of a program. Here's how you promote it on legacy content. Here's how you can build without burning out. That's my jam. It's all intuitive. I love it. But if you're multi-passionate like me, building a community through your podcast is going to help you refine your message so that you can adapt and resonate with different groups while staying true to your core, to your message, to your value. It's a journey that makes you and your community stronger. So that's the magic of using a podcast to build a community. And again, there's different ways. Being a guest, having a guest on your show. You can cross-promote intro swaps. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can swap things with other podcasters. And then two, hosting something where your community can actually get an interaction with you. And it doesn't have to be something like a hot seat coaching. It could be a monthly masterclass. You can have them email in for questions. There's so many different ways that you can have them be part of the conversation. And the more part of the conversation and the deeper that connection is, the more they're going to be loyal to you, remember you for referrals, and to purchase themselves. So your 10-minute action step for the week. I want you to have a few options here because I don't know which route you're going. Normally you get one and I make it easy peasy for you to pick, but I want you to pick the best one for you. Option 1, reach out to your listeners this week and invite them to a live Q&A virtual hangout or in-person hangout if you have a local podcast. Option 2, I want you to reach out to one potential guest you'd love to have them on your show and invite them for an interview. Option 3, I want you to pitch yourself to someone else's podcast that aligns with your niche and your topic. I want you to choose whichever one feels right to you. If you're not good at pitching yourself, come back next week because next week I'm going to talk to you about the secret I have learned about pitching myself, which sets me apart from everyone else and gets the yes, I'm going to say like 90% of the time, and gets me actually on other shows. And yes, I'm doing it more, and I have to say it gets my clients more on other shows because I spend a lot more time getting my clients on other shows than I do on mine. But this year, this last quarter of 2025, holy crap, how did that happen? I'm actually focusing on getting out there, and you'll see me on new shows too because I have mastered this pitching for my clients. So now I'm going to do it for myself, and I want to teach you next week. So come back next week, and if you don't want to do this alone, again, come hang out in the collective. At least join us for the free monthly call. We'd love to have you as part of our monthly calls so that we can grow together because you deserve to make the impact that you desire. Now go out and make today amazing because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy, and your story deserves the microphone.